This microcredential deals with identifying types and characteristics of soils and soil components and consists of 5 targeted skills. This targeted skill addresses growth media. Soil testing is recommended every few years to establish a baseline and to understand what soil nutrients are needed. Testing done periodically tracks the status of soil over time. Soil tests determine the amount of important elements such as phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, sulfur, manganese, copper, and zinc, and whether these are in a form available for plant growth. Soil testing indicates which areas need specific treatment, like fertilizer or lime, and the correct amount so as to avoid excessive application. Soil sampling kits may be purchased from a county extension office. Soil samples should be collected from about 10 different places within a sampling area, although the number can be less depending on the size of the property. Keep track of the location of each sample to know how to treat each area of a property. Use clean sampling tools to avoid contamination. Take samples at a consistent depth and where the roots grow. Depth should be about 6 to 8 inches for a garden and 4 inches for a lawn. Spread out the samples on a piece of cardboard or in plastic containers. Sift through them to remove rocks, mulch, or vegetation. Let the soil samples dry, then place about a cup of individual soil samples in separate bags that come with the sampling kit and label them. There is commercial plant soil media, but it is possible to make your own. When growing plants in containers, potting media can be of 2 types, soil-based or peat-based. For soil-based media, use equal parts sterilized garden soil, moist, coarse sphagnum peat moss, and either coarse sand, perlite, or vermiculite. Adjust the texture to have a loose mix with good drainage. Add small amounts of sand or peat moss if it feels sticky. Peat-based media consists of equal parts of peat moss and either perlite or vermiculite. These last 2 substances help to improve drainage and aeration of the soil for better plant growth. Akadama soil can be added for cactus and succulent plants. Add small amounts of fertilizer and ground limestone to raise the pH if needed. Then add moisture before placing the soil in pots. Slow-release fertilizers can be used. Peat-based media is best for seed germination, that is, sprouting of plants. It is also appropriate for replanting plants into other containers. Break up any large clumps since the mix should be of a fine texture for best seed germination. Many vegetables, such as peppers, eggplants, and cucumbers, can grow well in a pot as small as 14 inches in diameter. But be sure there is space for the root system to grow. Use a soil-based potting mix designed for large containers. On a final note, whether planting outside in a garden or a field, you should have the soil tested every few years to determine what nutrients or other additional materials should be applied when needed. When growing plants in containers, use the correct media. It is easy to make your own soil if you do not want to buy a commercial product.